Good morning everyone! Today we are going to deal with a sink that took all the chemicals you could actually put in there to drain it. It still didn't work. Look on that. Can you see this? And it's slowly coming down, which means all those chemicals failed, so we have to drain it manually. Bucket is the first thing you need to have. Yeah. Okay, so where do we start? So the things you need is a bucket, silicone. Don't use your finger on silicone. This is not gonna work. Always buy one of those gauges. And some screwdrivers and other things. Okay, let's put that aside. Knife. Yeah, I forgot to mention, you need a knife. We've got two knives, don't confuse them. This is a proper knife for the job, cutting. This is for laminate flooring, carpets, mainly carpets, so don't use those bits on anything else than flooring. Okay, so first thing first, we need to get to the pipes. To get to the pipes, we need to get rid of this support, which is silicone. So what I'll do, I'll just cut the silicone, which is not in the best shape. Look, it's literally falling off from the mold. Cut. Now the floor. Yeah, it's not holding to the floor anymore. Okay, let's start to remove it. Top, bottom holds. Look on this floor. Floor is not even adhered to the plywood. So on this instance, let's make sure we remove any silicone which actually holds it in place. Otherwise we won't be able to remove it. Now when you're cutting silicone on the vinyl, make sure you're not doing any pressure. Just slightly cut the silicone. Otherwise, if you put any pressure on it, you're gonna cut the floor. That's the last thing you want to do. Okay, let's see. Okay, better. Gently, all the way around. Let's get that silicone out. What I usually use is a flat screwdriver, come out, which works just fine. Oh my god, this floor is so bad. Okay. Oh, okay, that happens sometimes. That they actually don't put any appliance or fixings on the floor, but they cut the floor around and support it directly on the floorboard. Technically, that should make our life easier. Go on. Come on. Come on. What holds you in place? It's the front of the foot that doesn't want to actually move towards me. Okay, let's work it out slowly. Plan B, without disassembling the sink, because we've got all the silicones done, etc. We don't want to do them again. I'm gonna try to move the foot to the left. And then we can just slide off. Let's watch the floor, because we want to go on top of the floor, vinyl. Okay, plan C. Twisting it didn't work because this foot goes like 2 mils deeper than the floor. So this is our obstacle. We need to remove it. Let's remove the flooring just in that area so we can actually remove the foot. Let's remove all those stuff somewhere. Don't rip, don't rip. It was trapped there. Okay. That's our floor. That's the foot. Just loosen it in here. Don't remove it. Okay, cool. Come on. Oh, here we go. Slowly. Look on that. You know what? When you're doing bathrooms or kitchens, sometimes you're gonna find really weird things. Like, did someone forgot to use them? And that's how that could be. Wash your hands after that. Okay, so that's the main area of the problem. So all those debris, things coming down and get trapped in here. So what we're gonna have to do is undo this part and this part, relieve this, clean it, because I'm sure it's totally cut in there, and then just put it back and it should be fine. Okay, now that's the reason why I bought my bucket. This part is exactly the same like the one in here in the toilet. There's always water in there. So in here you've got water exactly same level as this highest point. So from this point to this point there's water in here. And trust me, this is not a clean water. Okay, let's undo this. Okay, that's the first one. Came quite easy. Now, second one. Place our bucket. Oh, and there we go. I think I thought the reason of that cup. Look on that. How much hair and bacteria and all that stuff is in here. Look on that. Fortunately, there's not much smell. Oh my god, there's a lot of it. Yeah, I can't really smell much, which means there's not much bacteria in here. Okay, that seems fine. Now this pipe, let's just shake it. Use your feet. Oh my god, this is solid. Look on that. So let's use screwdriver. Yeah, that looks like pure calcium, few years old. Okay, so that's drained fully. I'm gonna clean. I
can't believe you've done this.
I'll clean that later. Yeah, you can install that back and get some clean paper, which is dry, and your hands are dry. Now we're gonna check for any leaks. So let the water go. Wipe it with a paper. Yeah, that seems to be dry. But we still have a problem, which means we removed 90% of the dirt. There's still some dirt right on the top. So let's undo the pipe again. Yeah, by the way, that's how the leak looks like. See how slow that water keeps coming off? That's the top bit. Now, there's no screw in here, which means all those small grooves around are cut. So, what I will do, I will use my flat screwdriver and start running water and push it down. Just make sure you won't overfill your bucket. Yeah, just push it down. If you put your hand underneath, which is brighter than your background, you can see if it's clear. Now, this time we should have perfect flow of the water. Yeah. Let's put that back in. Let's try it again. All the way around. Take a new dry paper. Start the water. We're gonna run the test now. See? Now the water goes all the way in. It's not stopping here. In case of leaks, paper is dry. Let's wait a second. Increase the pressure. Test. Dry. The bucket, we're gonna flush all of that apart from the sponge in the toilet, because it's only water, dirt and a toilet paper, which is fine for the toilet. Now, before we put that back in, let's get rid of any leftover silicone, because we're gonna apply the new one. Don't flush silicone in the toilet. Never ever. There's few reasons for that. One, some of the houses have their own pump, which can get really messed up with that big fragments. And second reason is it's not eco to do it. Now, price wise for service as such it depends. It depends who you call, how big the company is, and how much someone price his own time. That's the true answer. So if you're expecting someone to come to your house and do that for as little as 10 quid, that's never gonna happen. Put yourself in a position of tradesman. How he will pay his own taxes, rent, marketing and all that stuff for 10 quid. That's not gonna happen. It all costs. But at least you will have peace of mind for a long time. Okay, we're gonna have to clean this from not only silicone but all mold. Since the silicone is mold resistant and resistant inside, that's not even mold. This is like a dirt that was collecting there because it was on the right hand side in here. And before I started shooting, I cleaned this area. It was quite messy. It's not because someone forgot to clean it. It's because it's hard accessible and you can't really see that the dirt is collecting there. And I'm cleaning just enough for the silicone to adhere. Okay, that should be fine. Let's start put things back in. Let's remove this. Okay. That goes back into the position. As a guidance is the old marks where the silicone was. Here we go. It's correct position. Now let's put the floor under those bolts. Where's my screwdriver? Here. Yeah. I'm really surprised that no one glued that properly. Unfortunately, this is not the part of the service to glue the whole floor to the bolts. Okay. Now we can start. So what we need is the gauges. On this occasion, 5 mils or 6 on the top will be fine, and I'm gonna do 10 on the bottom because that was not cut perfectly. It's quite flush in here. There's slight gap in here, so I don't want any water enter underneath the floor. So 8, 10. That's for the bottom, and 6 for the top. Now, whenever you apply the silicone, make sure it's oil and dust free, which I wiped. So we can start. Let's unplug that with a screw. Pull it. Here we go. Oh no, we're not flushing that. That goes to the bin. Okay. Let's start the silicone. And then from there, left hand. Yeah, I had to become both-handed. Not always you can fit your left hand. Let's push it in. That's the first pass. Doesn't have to be nice and presentable. Second pass will take off most of the excess. Yep. Now those bits. Okay, that's been done. Now the bottom, so we can get rid of number 6, and we've got number 10 on the floor. Numbers corresponds to millimeters, which is 10 millimeters. Okay, let's see what we can see. Okay, let's try to put the camera straight. Oh, here we go. All the way from the corner. Apply more than you need, not too much. Keep the 45 degrees angle. Stop in the middle and then start again from the corner over there. Doing silicones is really important job. If you messed it up and you leave any gaps or holes, that water will actually enter underneath the floor. That means it's gonna cost you a lot to fix. There we go. Alright, excess. I know I repeat myself. That's how it is when you think out loud. Okay, this one bit I'm not happy about. Let's add some more. Perfect. Okay, here we are. We got nice sealant in here. Nice sealant in here. Don't bother about those small marks. They will come off with wet cloth. And most importantly, water goes all the way through without stopping here. Okay, next job is gonna be... I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna have to have a look later on. See you on the next one.